Tiny bit behind, but Timetus is pretty much spot on. They get the green light as well. So here we go, second race of the day, the Louis Vuitton Cup Semi-Finals.
Circle.
Slow increase in breeze, so should see some slight increase in performance and speeds.
Stop now, going all the way down, no rush.
Quite high, 115 pin.
132. One was going down. And made plus 8.
So stay high.
Red Bull Racing opting to circle, certainly increasing the gap there to Ineos Britannia. So
that's a
come back on us.
Red Bull Racing now having the option to either jump and lead back or to follow and push.
They look early. I think they're too early.
They're staying low. They're
going low for now. Happy to.
Plenty of time. Happy to extend behind them.
12 for the pin. They're already low in the box, guys.
All over, we below committee.
I think you're happy to let them go.
Board up on the high road. 2, 1, going board, go mate. 23s, killing 12, 22s.
Happy to go here.
Make height when we can. 22s, 21s here at the moment.
3 on the exit.
It's that final approach for Ineos Britannia. They're using a little bit of speed there.
Happy to do our start bump. 1, doing 1.
A lot of time to kill there for British. See the time to kill graphic on the mastheads of both boats, so almost showing the Swiss there a fraction late. So really big push now for the Swiss team to accelerate the boat. They will come in over speed compared to the British.
Inside the last 10 seconds, this is the second race of the day in the Louis Vuitton Cup Semi-Finals. Top qualifier on your left, Ineos Britannia facing up against Lingy Red Bull Racing, and we are good to go off the coast of Barcelona.
They're going to hit us on the way back.
Big gain to Lingy Red Bull Racing there. Both boats actually late for the start, so possible lull in breeze. Both boats late there. Expect Lingy Red Bull Racing to hit the British in the first attack of the race.
Beautiful start by the Swiss, and now with that wide, that gapping off the opposition is so strong, isn't it?
Otherwise they will get a boundary penalty, which they do not need, so they've got a big job now to try and re-accelerate. The boat does not want to accelerate forward here in these light conditions when you spin it that hard in displacement mode. So
Ineos Britannia well late into the gate.
Too late, past 210. Injuries.
So Lingy Red Bull Racing asking for a 15-minute delay, but I feel they may have pulled their card too late.
Unfortunately, the delay card needs to be requested before the warning signal.
So you heard there from Mel Roberts. Penalty.
This is the umpires. Boundary penalty Switzerland. Boundary penalty Switzerland.
So the Swiss team absolutely needing to accelerate here. Very light where they are, so they will need to accelerate, get the boat foiling, enter, and then try and make the start. Pressure now on the British to keep on the foils. So you see Lingy there, out of bounds with a penalty. The British now time on distance, so the Swiss very much on the back foot. They need to dig the boat out of the water here. Looks like they're accelerating, just about on the foils, so they need a little puff here.
They're up with 60 seconds to go and aiming towards the start line. Lingy Red Bull Racing. Could you ask for anything more, but they have the penalty.
Penalty, failed entry Switzerland.
It is Britannia off the foils.
Oh, this is all on, so the Swiss still have to enter and clear their penalty, so the penalty will be a get behind penalty, so they still have to be behind the British at the start, so they've got to time their run now to make sure they're behind, watch the penalty and then stay in the race.
Ineos Britannia up to pace.
So Lingy Red Bull Racing will need to tack and dip, watch their penalty.
Big push, not over.
Okay, work it out now. Here we go, boys.
We are finally racing in the last Louis Vuitton Cup semi-final of the day.
British rolling immediately into attack there. Just keeping their boat on the foils. Deep cambers in their sails, so max power there on Ineos Britannia, doing a nice job.
Good pressure here.
Rebel Racing needing to wash off that penalty. Not sure how far they've got to go with that penalty, but they should be fairly close.
Copy. They continue, they cack. I think we cack on them. Yeah.
Bottom.
2. Moving. 3, 2, 1,
Penalties cleared. Penalties cleared.
2, 1.
Back and down.
Green light for the official challenger of record, Ineos Britannia.
Stand by. Forward down. Forward moving.
Green light for Alingi Red Bull Racing.
Now we're down. 2, 1, and diving gear. Bridge north.
Swiss wanting to stay tight as they possibly can. Loose there. Swiss team, British deciding to roll into a loop to then put pressure back on the Swiss team. Decision time now for Alingi Red Bull Racing to match.
Your wheel, my wheel.
Oh, big touchdown there, Alingi. They haven't executed that manoeuvre well. They're on the ropes here.
Pick them up, go the other way.
Talk to me about them.
There's your on board, to board, to press.
So they'll be looking at plan B and plan C now. Their pre-start
Big word, big trip.
in tatters.
Yeah, Ineos Britannia on the way back together.
There's your attacking, so big to drive.
Minute to go.
Memory serves me correct, they did this yesterday in the start box as well,
35 for the pin.
with a minute to go.
Big up here.
British here lining them up. Alingi having to avoid protest here. Big risk to that collision. Oh, that is super close there.
Don't jive here, please.
Must be a penalty.
All good now, mate.
Just Slater. These guys could risk rolling the boat over here, Alingi, if they're not careful.
Keep pushing, boys.
Whoa.
They've saved it, but they are absolute sitting ducks at the moment. Big rebuild here
Just
for
keep lower
Alingi.
cant on the other side.
Maxis.
Enough breeze to take off on the foils again, but only 15 seconds to start here. The British time on distance from here. They've done what they've needed to do.
11, 9, take the peel. Hit it, boys. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Drama in the start box for the third outing between these two teams, but it's Ineos Britannia up and flying. Alingi Red Bull Racing trying to get themselves back up on the foils.
Don't burn matches, they're off the foil.
Fourth entry for Alingi Red Bull Racing. They get the green light. They are good to go in the final race of the day. Trailing 0-3 against Ineos Britannia, who come in at the 2-minute mark. Come in just a little bit late, but they've got the green light to come in. They're a wee bit up the course.
Slightly different approach in Ineos Britannia now, so this will be a planned manoeuvre. They had it lined up from a long way out, so all under control on the British boat.
Holding the board. Okay. They're getting very slow here, working up. Coming up, Jim.
All these manoeuvres practiced time and time again on the simulator. Nothing left to chance.
Just hold off them. Yeah, killing a lot to kill. Come down here. Yeah. Hey. They might go for a circle here. Just stay high. Just stay high.
Both boats using their windward foil to stabilise the yacht, so it makes it a lot easier for the cyclors not having to sail a boat at full riding moment with full power.
1 minute. 8 on that.
12.
They are.
They'll all be having nightmares of that last start, so they'll want to avoid that.
7.
Taking a lot simpler route, the Swiss team, but quite early there, and the British will be Slowly accelerating to keep the pressure on the Swiss team. Very early on board Alinghi Red Bull Racing.
12.
Still up higher, one more.
Killing 2.
Coming down here, pressing 1 bottom.
Killing 3. 9. And coming down a touch.
Britannia staying high, letting the Swiss go down the line.
We're running the late trigger pull and engaging off to win with pace, so
2. 1-5.
big round up here for the Swiss.
And open. Racing.
We've got a race, the final race of the day in the Louis Vuitton Cup Semi-Finals. Britannia 3-0, Alinghi Red Bull Racing 0-3.
Yeah, we'll hit them. Slightly higher mode if possible here.
Now we can attack.
Swiss team only 8 metres back at the start, well executed. But Ineos Britannia in a great position for the attack that's just about to come.
Ineos Britannia struggling to stay on the foil here, out of screen. They will dig the boat back up on the foil again. They could possibly be a little late here for entry. We'll have to look.
They get the green light, Ineos Britannia, but they come in late. Little moments before the start box routine. Righty-ho, that means it's on.
Very, very marginal conditions here at the moment. Past the wind limit, but still puffy and shifty here for both teams. So absolutely again about staying on the foil, Shirley, and doing the simple things well to get off the line.
Yeah, I'm sure we won't see the aggressive moves that we saw yesterday. This is all about keeping your boat at pace, avoiding the other boat's gas. I'm sure you're in the start box.
Staying high, potentially going to jive into it. Staying high here. 55. Feeling 50. They're working up into attack. They're too early. Okay. Mind their gas on the exit. Okay, jiving here. Port down.
8 for the pin.
1 minute. Okay, going.
Big push, stay high. Big
pace slow.
Yeah. 8. Yeah. They are slower than us. 7.
Doing here. 50.
Slower than us. Are faster.
12.
British team right on the edge.
We will pass over the cup for us.
They are the Swiss team going to have to roll across the bow of Ineos Britannia here.
Will be a big down. Come down, boys.
Ineos in a really strong position here against the Swiss.
Killing 2 for the pin. Here we go. Killing 1 for the pin. 15. Looking up now. Yeah, just face. Killing 4.
6.
Still killing 4. Killing 3. 3. Killing 2. All the way up. 1. 2. 1. Gun.
Opening race of the day is on. D-Day.
Switzerland, this is the umpire. Get behind penalty Switzerland, OCS.
For Alinghi Red Bull Racing, and not what they wanted.
Alinghi Red Bull Racing 4 metres over the line. Beautifully controlled by Ineos Britannia.
Big loss required
Penalty clear.
by the Swiss team there. Unforced error. But they are on the foil. That is key at this point in the race to keep it tight.
Ineos Britannia aiming in at the port entry at 2 minutes and 10 seconds. They'll get the green light. You'll see the bar light up, and there it is. They are good to go. A little bit late into the box. 2 minutes. It will be Alinghi Red Bull Racing waiting for the green light. Green light is good and go, and we are into this very, very important 6th race.
Massive pin bias. Okay, here to giant.
Hold on.
The British team here going into a spin, so they'll be basically circling around to put pressure on Alinghi Red Bull Racing. Must-win race here for the Swiss team to stay in the competition.
55. Little pressure here.
Really changeable conditions. They've got to be eyes out the boat.
40.
Still some big holes in this breeze, so they have to be on their toes here.
25. Pressure here. Yep. 15, 2, 1, fall down.
You want to go back?
Go there.
Early. Yeah, go fast.
They are going down, they are not attacking.
Backing up slightly.
They are not attacking. 10, killing 10 and landing behind now.
No problem.
20 dots.
The Swiss team quite early here,
Yeah,
Shirley.
very early.
A lot of time to kill there.
6.
Light breeze, also only seeing 8 knots in the start box.
They are attacking behind us. Your call is
They're killing a lot of time, the Swiss, so the British still early, even from where they are, so they'll be looking to build speed.
Coming down now, all the way down.
Put a lot of pressure on the Swiss team here.
So it should be good here. That's in the line.
Bingo is open. 19.
Okay, make it on, boys. Think forward. A little bit, Louis.
Bin is open by 4.
Left-hand bias on the start. Could work out well for the Swiss.
2, 1, 1, and racing.
It is on race 6 in the Louis Vuitton Cup Final Series between Ineos Britannia and Alinghi Red Bull Racing.
Great start from Switzerland, 5 meters back from the start line and going fast.
Go a little slower.
They wanted that pin end and they did a good job just to not overshoot.
I think we'll be protected in the boundary.
A little lower now. 20. Little pressure building.
Big left phase at the moment.
Let's drop
No attack in at the moment. Okay, let's lead for the tap. Right, real line here. Yeah, okay.
Very light.
5, 2, 1. Ball's going down. Passion.
Yeah,
And
fall down.
The Swiss have to be careful.
No problem. En mode attaque before.
Attack here. Oh, they've entered the foil.
Press.
That's a huge loss for Alinghi Red Bull Racing. Pressure on Ineos Britannia. A really slow attack there by the Swiss team.
Passion. Pressure.
Ineos very early there. This is going to be an interesting entry for Ineos Britannia.
Nice pressure above the line in case.
They may be early here.
In the box now.
Feel like it.
Backing down. You've got a big line here on that right side of the race.
This is the umpire's GBR early entry penalty.
Big penalty there.
9 knots. Yeah, they're just going to maybe happy to stay safe.
So Alinghi just have to get off the line clearly here and not get a penalty themselves, and the British will have to lose 75 metres.
We heard
After
a
the start.
surprise, didn't we, in Dylan Fletcher's voice. I mean, that did not add up with what they were seeing on their computer.
So they are going to be pushing hard here now, Stephen, to try and get a penalty on the Swiss team. Alinghi Red Bull Racing now just needing to get a clean start, and they will take an advantage.
So a nervous 90 seconds now for Alinghi Red Bull Racing. Stay out of trouble, try and not allow the British to put a penalty on them. What another start to this critical race for the Swiss.
30 for the boat.
Super soft wind, 8, 9 knots tops. Just got to stay out of the gas. Stay fast.
40 for the boat.
It's going to go for attack. Just look at the pressure for the next attack.
Pressure. Good pressure on the boundary.
We're seeing a bit of pin end bias, so probably quite happy to get to the other end of the track.
Boat down. They look quite early. Killing for the board for the com.
Another interesting chapter in the America's Cup story, what we have seen today. Two teams with their back against the wall, and they're throwing it back in the face of the heavyweights.
So the British taking a dip port start here. They'll need to wash their penalty, and they're going to go for a split tack start, try and get back into this game.
3, 3, 5. 3, 5.
Give way boat, the British.
Almost good to go in this 7th race between Alinghi Red Bull Racing and Ineos Britannia. We are good to go. Ineos have to brush off that penalty.
We have the speed, we go.
It's quite light. We're just on top of us here.
What are they doing? They're straight. They're reaching as well. Okay. They're sailing below VMG. Okay, you're
Penalty
clear.
clear.
Racing boys, let's go. How are you feeling this way? Let's
lock
lock it in, boys.
Slowly going right.
No problem.
Ineos Britannia
Moment.
shaken off with the penalty. We are racing.
Look.